in where I fit in, homie. Let me get in where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They call me Bobby Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I find no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a dilute. The hardest blood on my tongue. Thinking is a warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spark, then I bet you I'ma blow up. Then throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A versus thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up. I'm jerking knife through the game, homie. Let me get in where I fit in, homie. Let me get in where I fit in, homie. Let me get in where I fit in, homie. Let me get in where I fit in, homie. I came to eat out the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I poured all the planks, you use the Decepticons. Straight rappers to retreats like Cobra. 80s they before they like. Up in the storage and I'm man. Up, down, man, I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja Turtle rap, Turtle Clans, get defeated. Hot in my ride. You can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like Maracas. My whole T's a A, and I bet you can stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get in where I fit in, homie. Let me get in where I fit in, homie. Let me get in where I fit in, homie. Let me get in where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. To get that honey sauce on me, I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This is your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. You're from the West Coast. Get up, get up, get up, get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And today I'm going to talk about the interesting news coming from My Time to Shine. Hello, I believe. Shout out to Andre Ware. Shout out to Andre Ware for sharing the. He didn't share it with me, but I was looking down on Twitter and I seen it. And, you know, this is a good opportunity to see what they're talking about. Now, there has been rumors of this for quite a while, and especially if you follow Darius over at the Planet Fanatics. He's been talking about this for a while, that this is all twisted, that there is supposed to be a variant version. This is all just wrong, and I don't even care right now. But there's supposed to be a variant version of T'Challa coming to the MCU. If we've heard it before, we've talked about it on the channel. Is it T'Challa? Is it T'Challa? We don't know. You know, so we're going to get into it today. Hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gant over at the Heavy Gant channel. But you already know what I do. The real question is, All right, all right, all right. Give me just a second. For some reason, I'm still having a hard time logging into. Ever since I did an upgrade, I cannot log into X or Twitter X, whatever they call it tomorrow. I can't log into it like I normally do. So give me just a second and let me try to get this together real fast. But let me see. There we go. All right, let me try to log in real quick, and then I'm gonna get to who is all in the house. Well, yeah, that is it. I don't know what's going on with X, but yeah, this is going to be coming from MCU Films. But let me see. This is I sometimes I can't stand some of these because some of this is just repeating what My Time to Shine Hello says, and there for what I understand there is a good track record with them, but I mean hell I don't know. I don't know. Uh but um I'm actually was looking at what My Time to Shine Hello just said real quick just to see if anything is on there. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say because it's not on there. But anyway, we're gonna talk about it anyway. But before we get into that, let me see who's all in the house. Roberta, good morning, good morning, good morning. The church auntie is up here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Marley Mar is up here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Xavier Phoenix, good morning, good morning. She loves fantasy, aka Erica D is up here, and it's raining in KC too. It's raining like a big dog. Justice No, good morning, good morning, good morning. Nice to see you up in the chat. Princetta, good morning, good morning, good morning. Robin D, the admin is up here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Tracy Woods, good morning, good morning. Danielle, not talking crazy today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ishid, good morning, my brother. Good morning, good morning. Eric Shaw, what's up? Good morning, good morning. What's going on? It is rare that you catch these early in the morning. Duran, good morning, good morning, good morning. Junior Network is up in the house. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Dirty Joker, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, let's kind of talk about this for a little bit because this has been a rumor for a while. So this ain't nothing new. This has been a rumor for a while, and for me, my thing has always been with T'Challa. It will make you more money to recast T'Challa than anything because you have to think about business. Like, just think about it like this. When it comes to business, I think this is the argument that I've been having with a lot of people. Like, I'm not saying, Kevin Feige, it's not just Kevin Feige that has these mandates and everything. I honestly believe, and this is after listening to Emergency Awesome, because Ricky Jr. What's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. So this is something that I heard him talk about, and I've heard this so many times that a lot of the studio, the executives, the ones that are above, are more likely to put their fingerprints all over a film, all over decisions. And what I mean by that is who they want, what they want, right? And I'm gonna show you here in a second. Like I said, there's not a lot. There's nothing for My Time to Shine Hello, unless that was from back when my man Darius says something, but you know, there has been, you know, this whole thing where you would legitimately have um the studio executives come in and say, nope, you can't do that. Nope, we because we have him in another obligation in there. Nope, 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 nope. I don't like that script. I want to change this way. Just literally, when they say the studios got their hand all over a film, that's exactly what happens. So I'm not just going to put the whole entire thing about the mandates on Spider-Man just solely on Kevin Feige. It's Disney and Marvel. It's the executives at Disney and Marvel that is making this decision for them. And just to kind of give you an example of what I'm talking about, I want to show you guys something when it comes to this, and this is going to make a lot of sense once you actually hear it out loud. You know, because sometimes, like I said, you know, we of course, am I going to get emotional about you know, what's going on with T'Challa? Hell yeah. I'm gonna get upset. But also I have to understand that I've also watched, because I'm a big avid fan of car shows on YouTube. Love car shows on YouTube. Throttle House, Motor Week, which I've been watching on PBS. I used to watch that when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch Motor Trend and all these other places. And one big thing is that these big corporations like Time Warner, kind of give you an example, Time Warner bought Motor Trend, right? They bought them. So now it's corporate owned instead of Motor Trend having it. It was owned several times over, right? What ended up happening to Motor Trend is that the executives on the above start making mandates to start telling folks what they can and cannot have inside of these shows. They don't make the content. They don't do anything with the content. They're telling these people because their whole idea is making a profit. And when you're making a profit, your whole idea is making a profit. Sometimes you can get completely off when you're a corporation. You have no idea what this IP, what makes this IP money. When you're a creator, your whole idea is to make money. The corporation's idea is you make money. But what end up happening, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, what ends up happening is that these corporations is so far, got their hands all in this stuff, they are not making good content because they take the creative part out of it. And then they say, nope, I don't like that cut, put that in there. We literally see this with the Sonyverse. For one, who made it a mandate to have the Sony villains without Spider-Man? For one. For two, who made the mandate to not have Spider-Man even mentioned in any of those films? And then you're trying to make these people anti-heroes in the vein of Deadpool. What they forget, Deadpool is an anti-hero. He started off as a villain in 3 issues. Literally. It was New Mutants 98. Then you have X-Force number, and I see it. I think it's number 2 or number 3 because he's on the cover. He comes back, and I think he's in one more X-Force comic. And then he gets his own solo series where he becomes, you get a little bit more of the backstory and everything. And now you're starting to get the anti-hero hero trope that he's a mercenary. This is before the merc with the mouth too. And then when Fabian Nicieza and I think Joe Webb, I believe, not 100% for sure because I don't have the comic in front of me. They start writing the comic, broke the fourth wall, more about anti-hero. They know what to do. So when you see Fox do that X-Men Origins Wolverine, and you see the debauchery that they did with the Deadpool character, that's the studio, not the heads of the. I mean, these are the heads of the studio, not the one like Kevin Feige said. I want to make this movie, but the heads of the studio is coming in and say, nope, do this, do that, do this, do that. Who decided to put swords inside of Deadpool's arms? Shut up his mouth so he can't talk. Put the instead of having him in suit, make the eyes diamond. I'm looking at the behind the scene footage. Was like, who in the whole entire fudge nugget thought that was okay? That's exactly, I believe, that is going on with Deadpool. So let me show you real quick. Let me share my screen here, and let me show you why I believe it's more than just Kevin Feige. I believe it's even more than just because I'm not taking total blame off of them, but a good example of this executive who's following the corporate orders is Nate Moore. Let me show you what I'm talking about real quick. So this was Emergency Awesome talking about the Henry Cavill leak. I know a lot of people think that Henry Cavill, shout out to Fatal J, he's Ultraman in the new Superman movie. I doubt it. I don't think he would come back. I mean, he did say that he has a good relationship with Zack Snyder. I mean, not Zack Snyder, with James Gunn. They've talked all of that. We've seen what happened with Jason Momoa now playing Lobo. I don't know. It could be a possibility, but I'm not 100% for sure, and I wouldn't count on it. If it is, it'll be a surprise, like when Henry Cavill was Wolverine and the X-Men in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Very good cameo. It came out of left field. I would love to see it. But let me show you something a little bit about what happened with, and this is just a small part, with Henry Cavill in the studios and what happened.
The next Justice League movies. But you have to remember that all of his plans for the characters were completely different from Zack Snyder's specific plans. So usually when people talk about more DC movies, more Superman, Man of Steel 2, they're mostly thinking of Zack Snyder's plans for the character. If you really want to look at the bad dudes in all this, like, who do we blame for all the bad vibes? Just blame all the Warner Brothers suits and the executives behind the scenes that were pulling the strings during the Henry Cavill Superman era.
Now, think about it like this. When he's talking about this, think about it in this particular way. If the suits at Warner Brothers, which we already know, the suits at Warner Brothers were horrible. That's why a lot of them got fired. Zaslav got a raise, even though he was ruining. When I say ruining, he was completely ruining the whole entire brand of Warner Brothers, like ruining it. So when you look at this, you like, well, there is some validity in that, because this is the things that has happened. You know, even in, I'm gonna try to see if I can get to the point here when I start talking about Warner Brothers, and then I'm gonna get to Disney, because we seen what Disney has done. Hold on, I'm trying to get to, and shout out to Otto T, because I'm showing you this for a reason. Because again, I want to prove my point in when the studios get to that, and then I'm gonna get into the Disney part of that. What up, D Sizzle? What's up, Terrell Austin? So I'm gonna get into that and why I believe the mandate went at the higher ups at Marvel. I believe. Let me show you this real quick, and I'm gonna get to that.
Nail in Motor Trend's coffin is that the leadership believed their own hype.
What's up, Sheep Animation?
Everyone I spoke to for this video talked about frustrating experiences with Motor Trend leadership. Those leaders said they wanted change, new audiences, new shows to solve the audience problem, and they eagerly sought feedback from creators with proven track records in online video. Those people with expertise in online video told them if they wanted to grow the audience or attract a new one, they had to get out from behind the paywall. So Motor Trend leaders brought everyone together for a special announcement dinner and revealed that they would be releasing content on fast channels.
Now, to try to give you up to speed on this, Motor Trend was owned by who? Warner Brothers. and they felt like they could be able to push. This is just the example of them, the executives, these high ups that don't know nothing about nothing, right? That don't know nothing about nothing, that thought that, you know, pushing a product when you don't know your target audience or you don't know anything is, you know, is the way to go when it comes to these particular shows. This was just Motor Trend, right? So the same thing happened with Henry Cavill Superman. Henry Cavill is going to the high ups and saying, hey, these are the things that are going on in DC right now. I can be able to push this. This is what I can do for Man of Steel 2. This is what that whole Emergency Awesome video was about. I can do this and I can do that. Well, the higher up said, yeah, let's do that. Remember, Henry Cavill makes the video, and then the very next day, they hired James Gunn. The reason why I believe, and I'm gonna try to see if I still have this in my bookmarks. Yep, still have it on my bookmarks. It's not going anywhere. Thank God for the Nigerians. You know what I mean? What's up, Rashad Walker? What's up, Tina? Because this is the reason. This is the reason why, and I'm telling you this for a reason. Because I'm gonna give you the example of why this is still more valuable. Oh, sorry. So when we talked about when I keep pulling this up because I'm gonna tell you why, and I hate that they got all these ads all over the place. It's just ads after ads after ads, so I don't care. But this is the reason why. What's up, Tyler J? Good morning. Because apparently this is back in April 21st, 2020. They tried to, if you try to look for this particular article, because this particular article was on major publications. If this is the reason why you gotta still have the Sick Horror Kingman. Good morning. I forgot. Sorry. This is the reason why that physical media and all of that is still viable. You know, having these, being able to save certain things on your bookmarks is so valuable. Why is it so valuable? Why? Because I'm trying to tell you, this was on major publication and it got scrubbed after Chadwick died. This got scrubbed from this information. Didn't just come out the blue. This information was already out there. And then when Chad died, right? When Chad died, they pulled I'm talking about the internet got scrubbed to this, except for back alley sites like this Boom Play from Nigeria, right? For y'all that don't know, American actor Chadwick Boseman's reign as Black Panther could be coming to an end. Remember, this was April the 21st, 2020. This was a little over 5 years ago, right? This was a little over 5 years ago. And again, I just didn't pull this from thin air. I remember when this was something and then it got scrubbed. Let's continue to read. The actor who made his debut in Wakanda Superheroes reportedly on the verge of losing his role over pay dispute. What? Over pay dispute. Oh God. This thing is, can't get this thing to work for the life of me sometimes. All I want to do is highlight it. Can we highlight it? There we go. Over. That's what he lost his. They were trying to replace him. And this is what I keep telling you about Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors, it wasn't like Jonathan Majors, Kane the Conqueror, was a dud as a character. It wasn't like He Who Remains was not a fantastic choice. They looked at the numbers. This is how executives, this has nothing to do with there's Kevin Feige, and I'm starting to feel Kevin Feige, the Nate Moores, You know what I'm saying? Or the attack dogs. They go out there, they're the puppet faces, they tell you what's going on. It's really the people in the back that's trying to tell you, nope, we're not paying this person, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. There's no more T'Challa. And this is what I tell you about black actors and why Monique was right about black talent not getting paid the worth. Why is that important when it came to T'Challa? T'Challa was a character they did not believe in. And if I could find that article, you know, I'm going to show you. They did not believe in the Black Panther IP. They did not. We got excited about that. Just like, you know, how Variety, have you remember when Variety said that they didn't believe its centers would even make money and they went over 300 million? The Thunderbolts wish they had the success, you know, that Sinners had, right? Because these publications write this stuff, you know what I mean? And they put that out there to believe that black-led films does not work. They sabotage. Variety was a prime example of that, right? So if the higher ups at Disney did not believe in the product and it made so much money, what do you think that they were going to do with the lead actor, no matter if he was a breakout star or what? Did they believe that they were going to pay him? No. And at the time, Bob Chapek was the leader, you know, was the head of Disney at the time. And we knew Bob Chapek was out here trying to run Disney like low limit, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, just throwing stuff out there. Case in point, I can see why people were upset that Agatha got greenlit, that Echo got greenlit, Ironheart got greenlit. I understand. I've never said that, you know, that it was a good or bad thing. I'm going to support original black characters, but I understand because they're like, hold on, wait a minute. You know, what happened to these other characters that you could be introducing? Moon Knight, people complained about Moon Knight. You know, what up, Gray? You know, people complained about Moon Knight too. Earl Hughes, what's up? But they greenlit it because they wanted to get all this content out for Disney Plus, right? And at the same time, that's when the DEI mandates start coming out. So it tried to make it seem like, oh, you're replacing all these, you know, all these male characters with the female characters. And I can get that. But again, as I've proven before, DEI does not benefit black people. They don't, because they don't believe in our IPs, right? Now, as amazing as Chadwick Boseman is and all that crap that they talked about, listen to this. Apparently, the actor was not happy with Marvel and wants a pay raise, but the studio won't budge and instead has already had a backup plan to put another Marvel character as a primary black hero in the MCU. The studio reportedly wants Namor to replace Black Panther as their premier black hero, even though Namor is not black, he's Mexican. So they were going to, what was it, Talakan. So they were even going to dump the black. Before I get tongue-tied, why you think that they haven't said anything about Black Panther and why the mandate is just not we honor Chadwick. The mandate is because of this. They wanted to replace, they didn't like the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that Chadwick was going to ask for more money because he knew his worth. And I kept telling you, I told you this before, why I don't like Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Because they use a man's death to make money because the man asked for more money. So what they did was, oh, you wanted more money? We're going to use your death. We're going to sell your death as a plot device in our movie and going to make money. And they thought that they were going to make another $1 billion movie off of them. Was it successful? Yes. It was very successful. It didn't hit that billion like the first one did because you took away the main protagonist in the movie. It was never going to work, but they found a way to make their money off of him. That's why I don't like that movie. That's why I have a big problem with what the higher ups at Marvel tried to do. If they had, now listen to me when I say this. If they had this mandate, because for some of y'all, this is the first time you're actually seeing this, right? That's why this is the first time you're actually seeing this. So I want to explain to you. If they had this mandate, which at the time they're saying the studio reportedly wants Namor to replace Black Panther as their premier black hero. So he was going to be black at one time, with Atlantis being made up of sub-Saharans who integrated with the original Atlanteans, lending more weight to Killmonger's fate. So there we're going to take what our history. Think about it, how kind of effed up this is, because I'm not trying to cuss today. I'm really not. I'm not trying to cuss. God dang it. Just trying to get away from these stupid ads. But just think about it like this. They were going to go so far to make an obviously Asianish looking feller to a black man that jumped from the ship, that was trying to escape. Just think about how egregious this is. That escaped from the ships because they didn't want to be in bondage. They didn't want to be slaves. So they jumped, found some Atlanteans, made it with them, and that was going to be the particular black hero. They're just going to dump Black Panther altogether because the man wanted more money. Now you're starting to see why the mandate went out. Because what really is and I'm going to tell you what the key factor. Any black actor who thinks, even decides to ask for more money, that was going to be their fate. They were literally showing you modern day L word that the people used to gather around and watch and eat and picnic. Do you know what that, or the origin of what picnic really means? That's what they did to Chadwick. They should. Why you think nobody else asked for more? Why do you think no other black hero asked for more money? Why you think that Anthony Mackie was cheesing the way that he did? Because he got a pay bump. It wasn't for a coincidence. They were going to keep him down. That's why Falcon was literally, oh, we'll put you on Disney Plus. Instead of elevating you in these movies, we're going to put you on Disney Plus, and then we're going to do what they did in the comics and slap this thing on you, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to take away all the effects that Black Panther had. We're trying to take away all the effects that what Black Panther had, right? And y'all gonna get what we give you. Now, we ain't gonna pay these people for real. You know, they got Anthony Mackie got paid, but he got paid less than did Jonathan Majors with the $20 million and all that stuff. That I believe, I'm just throwing it out there. And it could be true. It could be true. I don't know. What's up, Stargate? It could be true. The relationship, that I created with Jonathan Majors, right? I still believe it. I could be wrong, but I believe that girl was made to bring this brother down, because Disney did not want to continue to pay that man $20 million for these movies, especially after the way that they wrote him in Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Quantumania. Now, and I'm not saying that he's not at fault for some of the things that he did. I'm not saying that. He even admitted being at fault. But isn't it ironic, you know what I mean, that she continued to film, to record him? I always said this. Somebody is trying to take you down if they're secretly recording you. I don't give a damn what it is. If you are trying to put this person on blast or you're trying to record them secretly, you have a hidden agenda. Where is that hidden agenda coming from? So all of a sudden, Disney didn't say nothing. Marvel didn't say nothing until the conviction went in, and that's when they made the mandate to fire the brother. All of that wasn't a coincidence. When the Variety article came out, when the allegation was just going on, and remember, she didn't call the police, he did. Right? But when the police didn't know who Jonathan Majors is, took him in because they believed her, Andy's coming story, right? Even though he had the evidence, It gave Marvel an out. Remember, this is business. If I don't want to pay you and I can find an out to pay you, I would, because they didn't have no problem with William Hurt, and William Hurt has a history of DV. They didn't have no problem with Josh Brolin, who had a history of DV. They didn't have no problem with Jeremy Renner, who came to Marvel about the situation that was going on between him and his wife and the situation with his daughter. They gave him a show. But that $20 million, if we're losing money on these movies, here's a perfect way that we could be able to get about this whole entire deal and make it seem like it's on him. Why do you think Variety wrote the hit piece on him? Why do you think Cheyenne Roundtree was out here, Whitetree was out here writing her hit pieces for Rolling Stone? Even to the point where CNN could even validate the information on the actual audio, the last audio that came out. They couldn't even verify the authenticity, but the damage was already done. Why do you think that? So just in case if they even thought about bringing them back, they can always pull up and say, why is he back at Marvel? Remember this, remember that. You see what they got? Here, we got the audio. Remember the audio? Because that little blip on the screen that CNN went in and tried to reach out to the Rolling Stone, but the Rolling Stone could not the Rolling Stone couldn't give the reason why. It was for one, it was on SoundCloud, and they couldn't verify the authenticity of it. Again, I'm not taking what Jonathan played a part in the relationship. I'm not taking that away, but it's so funny that the first black actor that made over $1.3 million, they didn't want to play him, and they were literally going to change the race of the Atlanteans and Sub-Saharan Africans just so they didn't have to pay this man. So what do you think that they would do with Jonathan? What do you think that they're doing right now with Monica Rambeau? What do you think that they're doing? Why you think that Marvel didn't jump right ahead when all the hate train was coming out against Dominique Thorne? Why you think they never, well, just think about it like this. Why you think they never protect their black talent when all these racists and stuff is coming after them? If y'all never noticed this, y'all never noticed this, and I'm talking about Disney itself. They never jump aboard and say, hey, we don't like the simple fact that we have this hate going on. I hope you like this movie. But they should be the first ones. They're talking about diversity and all of this and doing all these mandates, but they don't jump aboard when, black talent is getting attacked online for their properties. From Star Wars to Disney live action with Little Mermaid, they didn't protect that. They didn't protect her. They didn't protect Haley Bailey. They didn't protect Dominique Thorne and any other black actress that came out. They not. Why? Because they never believed in you in the first place. This is why it's so hard right now to be a Marvel fan. Let me continue because it's going to bring up some more facts. While some of the Marvel stars, particularly the original Avengers actors such as Robert Downey Jr., we just seen him get what? Damn near $100 million to come back for some movies. But they didn't want to pay Chadwick. And he made more money than any of the Iron Man movies in one movie. Chadwick's solo movie made more money than Robert Downey Jr.'s film, Chris Evans' film, Scarlett Johansson's film, and Chris Evans. What do all of those actors have in common? I'll wait. Put in the chat. So it says Chris Evans are known to have scored big paychecks following the big success of their franchise. The studio wouldn't hesitate to recast a role if an issue came up with an actor. A similar situation previously happened to Terrence Howard, who replaced by Don Cheadle as James Rose in Iron Man 2 and subsequent movies after Howard demanded a big pay raise. Do you see what's going on in here? So it said back in November 2019, the Marshall star expressed his hope for a Black Panther sequel. I think hopefully we can maintain the foundation that we that we sort of set and build upon it and expand it and explore. That's what I hope we share. But I think you have to first maintain the foundation. We built a culture in a world, so you have to make sure to keep that in place. And this is coming from Chadwick himself. And the reason why I had so many problems, and I get it with Ryan Coogler, I get it. But you got to make sure you keep that in place. So that means if T'Challa's gone, you still got to have a T'Challa, because he's part of he's part of that foundation. Right now, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Right? If I'm lying, I'm dying right now. Now, this is the same article. Yeah, this just repeats the same article. And just to make for sure, so you don't think that this was under Google News. So just to make sure that I'm not making nothing up, this was under Google News. What's up, Toria Ray Reloaded? What's up? So this is the reason why. Now let's get into the recap, or to bring this in. Disney right now is a sinking ship. Let me full screen. Let me get back on here. Disney right now is becoming a sinking ship. And I'm talking about Disney itself. Even though that Lilo and Stitch made a lot of money over Memorial Day weekend and all of that, for what I understand, is still the live action film, it still plagues the problems of every live action film that they had. So it's probably going to be very underwhelming as far as overall box office numbers. But then it goes to the Thunderbolts, which is so underwhelming, it's ridiculous for a Marvel film. Even though they're characters that, like Chill said, nobody asked for. I didn't ask for a John Walker film. I like Elena Belova, but I didn't ask for that. Do I like the Century being in that? Yes. Is it a good movie? Yes, it is. But what they're saying is, it's not the characters that you're asking for, right? Like I said, it makes no sense that you hyped up Anthony Mackie as Captain America, and he is nowhere in sight throughout any of this. You have no cohesion of what you got going on. So big old battle in New York City, and Captain America didn't go there, but he went to go see that broccoli head version of the leader. But he couldn't go and meet Yelena and all of this. Wong, I've said this before, Wong had more cameos in the MCU than Captain America, than Shuri. Where's Shuri the Black Panther? If you want me to, and this is again, that's why I said a lot of people were building up Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Telling brothers that they were wrong and all of this and all of that. And they never pointed out. Again, I said it. People built their careers grifted because these people are not really comic book fans. They like the comic book genre. They're not comic book fans. They don't love this stuff. They don't. They pretend because it's easy to go on social media, right? It's easy to go on social media and present yourself to be this nerd. Now, as big as a nerd that I am, I got Mika G asked me, yo, get on threads, do these Marvel threads and stuff like that. Put up your toy collection and all of that. Right? And I don't, because I'd rather bash at what I have than to show everybody. That's just me. You know what I mean? I've did that before, and I'm like, I don't want to get robbed. but you see what I'm saying? But these fakers, these the people who are trying to they're trying to have their lightning in the bottle moment, right? I just put an example like this, like cooking with Kaya. Cute and all of that. You know, what's up, Caliber? It was cute and all of that, but she sold what she had as a product to get paid. Nothing wrong with that because it's the oldest profession on earth. But she sold a product, right? But then you can't get mad when people are treating you as a product that you're selling because you grifted. That's it. You grifted. There's a grifter in every type of genre out here. And a lot of these people that you see now, they're so nerdy and they're so this. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Now, there's a, Rob, for Comics Explained, yes. Yes, I believe Josh for Dinner Nerds, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Because they love this genre and stuff like that. John Campia, I believe really like, and I know a lot of people don't like John. I believe they love this stuff. I believe they truly love this stuff. They embrace this stuff, right? But there's also the fakers. They come in, they realize the rhetoric they were doing when they were trying to be, y'all know what I'm talking about. The reactors that fall all out. Remember the reaction videos? You see where you don't have that now? You got the reaction videos that fall all out and they're screaming and they jumping up and down and all of that. Well, that's not hype right now. Streamers that's portraying their lives like this now. That's what's hot right now. So if you can't fall into the streamer land or you can't fall into this, what is the other alternative? You know what I mean? We could have had T'Challa back on screen if everybody would have stayed on code. We could have been having that. And I believe, honestly, and me and Chill has talked about this multiple times. I believe that a variant T'Challa will be on screen. The problem is, which T'Challa are we getting? Are we getting T'Challa? A grown-up T'Challa from the multiverse is the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my whole entire life. What is he going to raise his kid? Is he going to raise himself? If he goes over to the 616, is he going to be? You know how dumb that sounds. Are we actually getting T'Challa and actual Storm? Right? Now, if I get T'Challa, I don't care about the child. He could be part of the champions. He could be where Morgan Stark is at. Nobody cares about Morgan Stark. I don't care about the child either. That's just how I feel. I don't care about Thor's adopted daughter. I don't, because what are you going to do with this when you're going to scrap this and start all the way over again and start with quote unquote the mutant saga? So I don't care about these. I honestly don't. You're not going to put him in champions. Hell, we can't even. The guy who played Patriot got in one incident and they just totally scrapped Patriot. Wasn't even mentioned in Brave New World. Literally. But this is what I'm saying. To wrap this up and bring this all home. Marvel Disney is a sinking ship. The only way that you can infuse what has been going on, and I have a video about this, bring back the old Avengers. That's the only way. Y'all just seen what Chris Hemsworth just posted about let me show this real quick. That scene in Deadpool actually might have some truth into it. Or he's getting ready to let this character go, right? But let me share my screen real quick. Playing Thor has been one of the greatest honors of my life. For the last 15 years, I've held Mjolnir. Did I say it right? And then Stormbreaker as a God of Thunder. But what made it truly special was sharing it with you all. Your passion, your cheers, your love for this character has meant everything to me. Thank you for making my journey through the cinematic universe unforgettable. Next up, Doomsday, Chris Hemsworth. And everybody thinks Thor is going. That scene with Deadpool's holding Thor. That's what they think that that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Trust me, D says I'd rather have the new Warriors, but this is Disney we're talking about, right? So what they're trying to do, Robert Downey Jr. comes back, Chris Evans comes back as another version of Captain America, maybe Hydra Cap. You got Black Widow might come back. You got the Incredible Hulk showing up in a Spider-Man movie. Still doesn't make it. It just does not make any sense unless they make Mr. Negative turn Smart Hulk back into Savage Hulk. and then I'll be all for it. If you're just not going to do that, I do not care. Why is Mark Ruffalo in that movie where he should have been fighting Red Hulk? You know what I mean? Like, that's his antagonist. You know what I mean? So, again, they're going to bring back all these old Avengers to get the hype train. You know, it's member berries. Chris Hemsworth been doing this for 15 years. Member berries. Because a lot of the people who grew up that were kids 15 years ago, if you're 8, watching these movies, right now you're 23, right? You're 23 years old. You're still loving these movies. So what they're going to do, bring back the member berries, right? The biggest member berry that they can bring out of that is T'Challa. Because they bring T'Challa around, you can recast T'Challa out the window because there he is right there, right? You can stop all the people who think that Shuri's going to take over, for the Black Panther. Now we can pass the mantle on back to T'Challa. You know what I mean? They're going to get people hype unless they drop the bombshell that is T'Challa. And that's where it's going to start a whole nother can of worms and a whole nother fights online. And let's look at it also like this. If you think the conversation about Riri Williams was bad and why people had to stop and shut up, it's black dudes that want to jump in the genre that's making videos that don't want Riri there too, which is really sad. And I get it. Nobody asked for it. I get it. But we got it, and she's an original black character. Can we at least support that? But nope, because it's easier to jump on the hate train than it is to support a black character, because at least it shows we don't just support one, we can support all of them. You know what I mean? So yeah. So let me get to some of these some of you guys' comments. Roberta with the $20 super chat. Thank you so very much. Cooking with some hot fridge grease. My birthday is Saturday. Happy birthday, Roberta! Eat something good for me. And I got a gluten allergy. I can only eat what I can eat when I can eat it. But I'm gonna most definitely hit you up and wish you a very happy birthday. Most definitely. Roberta and her birthday. But of course, I already know what you want. Let me give it to you.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
Again, thank you so very much for the $20 super chat. Thank you. What about Sam Wilson's Captain America Avengers scene? And you know what's crazy is that they had plenty of time in that movie when they were jacking around or whatever in Brave New World. That movie could have been a bit about him recruiting his Avengers scene. But having to deal with the Serpent Society and what they're doing with this and what they're doing with that, trying to give adamantium out, all of this other stuff. But it was the Serpent Society. You know what I mean? But he was trying to build his team. He ended up getting Mark Ruffalo. Then you have the leader as a secret vision who actually looks like the leader and not broccoli head. You know what I mean? Or cauliflower face. Then you could be like, oh, I've been injecting him with gamma radiation, and you could let him loose and save that. And then you could have had the Hulk versus Red Hulk, or the Hulk and Captain America, you know what I'm saying, versus this, Red Hulk. It could have been a good fight. You know what I'm saying? You still could have had to talk him down or whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because they're tearing up the city. You know what I mean? I don't know. It could have been something better than what we got. And then you could have had him at the end of the movie recruiting his new Avengers team. You know what I'm saying? Going to different people and all of that. Going to Shang-Chi, because Shang-Chi hasn't been mentioned besides What If. A lot of these people haven't been mentioned since What If. Everybody ain't watching What If. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what talent you got on there, everybody wasn't watching that. Especially how weird season 3 was. But, when I do Death Battle Fridays, I'm also going to set up for a Saturday Q&A. That's what I'm going to do on Saturday, a Saturday Q&A. So make sure if you got questions and all of that on Saturday, you want to hang with me, Saturday Q&A 8. I think I might do it 8:00 in the morning. Central Time, 9:00 Eastern Time. It is only going to be for an hour. So, all right. Sam versus Red Hawk. Now there's rumors Spidey might fight Bruce. That's what I'm saying. It don't make sense. It does not make sense. Stargate said recast T'Challa, Yaya, or Eldris. It was funny is that you could just scrap Wonder Man and just have him be Black Panther. And I don't even think, if he's afraid to ask for more money, I don't think he's going to ask for some. I think he's just going to be happy to play that character. I am prepared to see the reveal of T'Challa. Hopefully they prove us wrong. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. But since they're now delaying the movie, I think there might be a little credence of, getting the right actors and stuff like that and locking some of these people down. And I hope it's Eldris. Honestly, because he's been wanting to play this character. So, Brother Juma, I'm so sorry. I should have shouted you out. I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. Gotta bounce. Have an amazing day. A T'Challa-less Secret Wars. Egregious. He was the beginning, one of the Illuminati, and the end, and one of the Infinity Gauntlets to save the day. I'm telling you, I got the books. Andre Ware, what's up? Dirty Joker said, T'Challa, not T'Challa. Jack Kirby and Stan Lee took a leap of faith, taking a black superhero, making him not a negative black stereotype. Just look at what they were doing to Stan. Look at how they treated Stan Lee in his later years. Like if you watch that little clip of the documentary they did about Stan Lee, it's egregious. It is egregious what they did to him. All right. Just trying to get to. Are they playing a Rom movie? A Rom movie. Tell me what that is real quick, because I'm trying to think and my brain is just off. Got it, Jamila. Good morning. Nice to see you up here. Caliber says, random thought, DeWanda Wise for Storm. I know there's that's another show. Other than Brave New World, I've been done with the MCU movie-wise. I am just curious about Ironheart. Like I said, I want to support her because I want to support Dominique Thorne. I honestly don't care nothing about Marvel anymore. I want to support Dominique Thorne. Sometimes it gets frustrating. Like oh my God, it's just so freaking frustrating. And I'm really trying not to cuss because Roberta's in here. Executive Judge, what's up? They actually had a better design for the leader. But that design didn't do good in the test screenings. No, what happened was the heads was like, I like broccoli face even better. And they went with broccoli face. I don't believe for the life of me, I believe that it's the executives that's watching this movie and saying, nope, we need to make it a little bit more creepier. Sidewinder could have been the main villain. DeAndre said, if the Serpent Society was the main focus of Brand New World. Exactly. You know what I mean? So, Rom's okay. All right, Ron Space Knight. I thought you were. I didn't know what Ron. I didn't know what Ron meant. You have to excuse me, Stargate. I literally got up at 3:30 yesterday to get ready for work, and I've been up all day long, going to work and doing the show at 8:30 in the morning. So you gotta forgive me if my brain turns into mush, because I've literally been up for a long damn time. 15 hours. So yeah, Jordan Smith, I would love her as Storm. They got like 1,000 actors in those two films. Delays were in there. Exactly. What's up, Evolutionary Comics? Good morning. Image Comics are cooking right now. I need to find another comic shop. I might have to go. It's like 15 minutes up from my house, but I might have to start going there. I just don't like going in that area because let's just say there's a lot less of us that look like me. There's a lot less. So yeah. Any chance you make your own comment like reverse it? I'm gonna be honest with you. That ain't my lane. My brother, you see a Super Six Shot? Yeah. He's a comic. Actually, my brother took his Transformers and made a whole comic book taking different pictures and making it comic style of his Transformers with dialogue and everything. My brother, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? I'm an actor, but really at heart, I'm an actor. I love comics, but man, I'm not lying. I couldn't write a comic book to save my life if I tried. My brother though is a writer and creator. I gave him some ideas, like as far as personality and stuff like that, you know, because your character has to have depth. I can write a screenplay. I cannot write a comic. Trust me, I cannot write a comic. I can write a screenplay, but comic wise, it's a little, because I have to, especially if it's not my own IP, I'm so in depth with character development. I would be beating myself up because I would feel like you have to understand my character, and my character has to have a distinguished development beyond the superpower. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be good at that. But like I said, my brother who draws, who you know what I'm saying, who writes comics, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, only thing I help my brother with is the literal character development. Like, yo, won't you, you know, I'm reading over stuff like, yo, I don't think that character, that dialogue fits with that character. Just because it's a reader reading it. So I don't know, but it's good. Chillmonger's in the development right now, writing his own comics. You know what I'm saying? He's writing his own comics right now. So shout out to Chill too. Yeah. Yeah. It's I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be tired on this mug. If Dre did, I would love to help him write. I wish, you know, hey, Phoenix Blaze, what's up? It's good to see you up in here. It's good to see you. I wish, but like I said, there's things I'm really good at, like pitching and selling, because I come from a sales background. I came from a script writing background. I come from an acting background, being the best actor in my high school, getting awards and scholarships and all of that. That's my realm. I can write. Now we're talking about writing a screenplay of a superhero movie. Yeah, I want to do that. I would do a short film of that. I would love to do that. You know what I'm saying? The comic stuff, I leave it to I'm just being honest with you. I love my brother, and I want him to do that. You know what I'm saying? I would love for him to do that. You said I would love to help. If you did, that'd be dope. But I wouldn't mind doing a short film, a short superhero film. You know, almost like what they did. They did an alternate version of Casey Jones with a black dude, and it was just a short 25-minute film. It was so dope. And the racists came out, why is Casey Jones black? And then one of my first cosplays I did, because I have a Casey Jones mask, I have one in the box, one outside of the box, is Casey Jones. So, a Drake comic book would involve David Hasselhoff's character, maybe Jonathan Majors and Lizzo. Look, if I always talked about, hey, look, real talk. I wouldn't mind doing my own Black Knight Rider movie. No, I'm dead. You know I'm not. And look, D-Sizzle, you know I'm not lying. I would love to do a Black Knight Rider film. I would love it. The Informer Media, what's up? What is up? You know what I'm saying? I would love to do that. Lizzo gonna be my sidekick though. She gonna be the one. She gonna be the one under the hood. Yeah, I'll race swap in a minute. Hey, look, I'll race swap in a minute. I'm David Hasselhoff. I want to be Knight Rider. Yeah, I'll race swap. Yeah, they ain't doing nothing with it. I'll do it. If I had my choice, either Black Noir or Spawn series. Yeah, she is looking good though. She's looking good. Yep, I'll be race swapping. Yeah, you know what I mean. Just picture. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all seen my car, the old car. I was Knight Ridered up. I would make a screenplay of Knight Rider in a heartbeat. I would make a screenplay of me and my brother. Me and my brother would get on board. You know what I'm saying? And create our own, which I might actually do that. Might actually talk to him about that. I think we might. Y'all just give me an idea, because I know that he loves writing. I think we might do, if I talk to him, we might be able to do that. but it'd be an online comic. Now, would y'all be up for that? Now, y'all talk that stuff. Hey, American DG girl. Now, y'all talk this stuff. Now, what I planned on doing 5 years ago, this was the plan. My brother makes a comic, right? And I was going to voice act every character in there, right? With the sound effects, everything. He would give it to me, and I will put the, you know what I'm saying? I would do all the voices and all of that to the characters and actually, you know, do that. So I might get with my brother and see if, and it does, if for him, it did take a long time to do that comic because he has to transform these comics or transform the Transformers and all of that. And he got some dope stuff. You know what I'm saying? He got some dope stuff. So we might think about that in the future. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's just time. It's not even money. It's his time. You know what I'm saying? But I'll talk to my brother about it and see what he thinks. And if we decide, and there's actually a comic that he did that I might dust off the shelf. He did it. We used to have this Facebook group called Master Force. And if you know what Transformers Master Force is a Japanese anime that came out. So might dust that off. You know what I'm saying? See what it is, and might just do that. So yeah. The only series that race swap and it was great has been The Boys. The Deep was black, the Speedster was white, and Mal was a man in the comic. You're absolutely right, and nobody cared. That was one of those ones that nobody cared. You know what I'm saying? Because the show was so good. The show was so well written that nobody cared. Yeah, see, I'm trying to tell you, Knight Rider has a place. I was going to do that. I was going to do a short film with my car. Now that my car is now a Decepticon, I can't do it anymore because my car is not black with a light anymore. But yeah, it's sad how they play Eldritch Hodge to decide T'Challa wise. It's funny that white people want Desmond Eldridge for T'Challa, but we black people lean towards Eldritch Hodge. Eldritch Hodge equals T'Challa. I honestly, I want T'Challa on screen. You know what I mean? Who would I like? Eldest. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, I don't care. I don't care who plays. As long as they're bringing out who he really is in the comics. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with it. I'm with anyone. I'm with it. And the only reason why I picked Desmond is because he literally has the same build, the same body type, and the same facial. Like, if you look at him and Chadwick, you'll think he could literally pass as his little brother, his little chocolate brother. If you really look at him, they're the same build, same height, all of that. It's an easy way to recast the original T'Challa, and nobody blinks an eye and says, nah, you know what? I'm good on that. It's literally right there. All right. Let me start wrapping these up. I've never seen Knight Rider. You should do it on a shoestring budget. You never seen Knight Rider? Oh my god. The Informant Media, you're missing out on some of the best 80s cheese that you've ever seen in your life. I need to just start doing my I've been planning on doing this, and I've been getting sidetracked. I need to do my top 10 season 1 episodes and all the way to 4. I need to start doing that. You know what I mean? Because that's my favorite show of all times is Knight Rider. So I want to do, it's just time because I work my ass off. It is very 80s cheese. It is 80s to the core. You know what I'm saying? I love it. It's my favorite show of all time. I watched that show debuted on September 26, 1982. I so happen to be 2 when that show debuted. So yeah, I love that show. That is my favorite show of all time. It's my favorite. I can watch that show over and over again. But yeah, He said the car went on my face, that in the DeLorean. And I got a big old DeLorean over there and a big old kit over there. I'm still mad because I paid almost $1,600 for a modeled 1/8 scale kit, and they did not send me the last thing that I need to be able to build it. They gave me my money back, but didn't give me the build. So yeah, still mad about that. But I didn't even mean to say this long, but let me give you one couple things here, and let me shout out the crew real quick, and let's wrap this thing up. Hold up, wait a minute, whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching, and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that have been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. And look, not only Knight Rider, Airwolf, Hardcastle, McCormick, A-Team. I watched the Rockford Files. I watched Simon and Simon because they had a cool iRock. I mean, come on now, stop playing with me. Stop playing the Fall Guy with Lee Majors. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But shout out to everybody who is a part of the crew. They are the ones. You guys hold me down every month. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so very much for holding me down. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. You know what I mean? But if you want to be a part of the crew, all you have to do is hit the join button and you could be a part of the crew. So, yeah, the Rockford Files. Yeah, trust me. I watched that Hardcastle McCormick, all of that stuff. Trust me. It was awesome back in the day.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
I was supposed to wrap this up a long time ago because I'm still looking for my daughter's cat. And her cat is now missing. So please give a little prayer. Make sure her cat comes back because it's also her support animal. So please give a prayer that her cat, well, it's not a kitten, that her cat comes home and we could get the cat, because she called me and it wasn't good. She was very upset. So let's pray that her cat comes home. So yeah. All right. Let's get ready to wrap this thing up. Thank you so very much. Yeah, you caught me balling. You know what I mean? And anybody with a support animal, so yeah. But yeah, anyway, thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Mack Show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe power, y'all. Enjoy the rest of you guys this Thursday. Where is my outro at? Look, you already know. I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.